Apia, the go-to insurance for retirees. Call 13 50 50. Get set, go.
This is Without Bias.
Hello and welcome to the program for another week. Julie Marcus with you on SCN right across the country as we look at the wonderful world of lawn bowls as we approach the national championships. We're approaching the side series. The BPL's not far away. It is an exciting time if you're a fan of lawn bowls. Tonight on the program, we've got Laini McGorman joining us, the Australian Champion of Champions winner at the Nationals and a South Australian representative, and she'll be a part of the side series as well coming up in Sorrento. And Kylie Whitehead is our right-at-home featured player this week. She is a Jackaroo, part of the Melbourne Extreme in the BPL, and will be skipping the Victorian side in the side series. But we'll start tonight with Laini McGorman, the brand new Champion of Champions winner, South Australian born and bred, and she is joining us right off the top here on Without Bias. Laini, welcome to SEN.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, and congratulations on the Champion of Champions victory. Has it sunk in yet?
Yeah, we're getting there. I think today's the first day I've really sort of realised what it means for me. It has now.
It's taken you a few goes at it to land the top prize. Does it make that extra special, knowing that you have had to go on this journey a few times in order to crack the main prize?
Yeah, it does. I got close last year with a bronze and a silver in the Australian Championship singles. So to finally land a sort of bigger Australian singles event feels really good. Sometimes it felt like it was never going to come, so to get it, yeah, it's amazing.
And you're only the second South Australian woman to win the prize after Rena Bradbrook. And does that just make it that little extra sweet?
It does. She's been a hero of mine for a long time. I debuted in the state team in one of her last series, and she's such a fierce competitor. And she's just been amazing for our state over such a long time. To be able to follow in her footsteps, I can't quite believe it, really.
So let's go back a step. Where did bowls become the sport for you? Where did it all start?
Started when I was about 10 in a small country town called Port Wakefield in South Australia. My older brother, who's 13 years older than me, he played. There wasn't a lot to do on weekends, and there wasn't a lot to do on Wednesday nights when night hours was going on. So I got roped into filling in, and I really caught the bug really quickly. It's been a long time. And
what bowls clubs have you called home along the way?
Just Port Wakefield, followed by Payneham in sort of the eastern suburbs of Adelaide, and then this will be my fourth season at Adelaide Bowling Club now.
So give us a bit of background about the two bowls clubs that you've been a part of.
Yeah, so Port Wakefield, your normal country town, everyone knows everyone, so the club was much the same. My brother played there, my grandfather played there, and they really supported my journey early on. Then it was off to Payneham, who were a premier team, and with great people around the club that looked after me for over 10 years, and then on to Adelaide. And Adelaide is just the premier club in Adelaide. The drive and passion that our members and our board have for the game and the game at a high level is second to none.
Have you been able to get back to the club since your win?
No, I'm still in WA, so I'm staying on for sides and the Australian Championships after that. So no, that will have to wait a week and a bit.
Have you had many messages from them?
Yeah, lots of proud people, which is nice. Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's go back to the tournament itself. It was extremely tight as you went into the second day. You were tied with Sam Ferguson. She got the better of you on day two, but you were able to turn things around and win the event. What do you think was the key in that?
I think losing to Sam, I could sort of relax a bit. I guess I felt like I was playing for silver, and if anything else came up, it was a bonus. I knew I just had to win my last two to secure silver. So I think I did relax. So in a way, losing that game sort of helped me for the last couple.
When did it go through your mind that all of a sudden thinking, I can actually win this thing?
I think I was probably looking at her scoreboard a little bit too much, but when I was 18-8 up and she was, I think she was 17-12 down, that's when it sort of become a real possibility, although she could have come back from there and definitely still got over the line, but that's when I thought it might happen.
How did you handle the nerves in that moment?
I was okay while I was finishing off my game, but the last 15 minutes of her game once I'd finished were really, really tough. I was probably the most nervous moments of my life, to be honest.
We've got Laini McGorman with us. She's the Australian Champion of Champions winner at the Nationals, South Australian, born and bred, of course, and proudly representing South Australia at the tournament and bringing home the title, just the second South Australian woman to do so. Those last 15 minutes while she was finishing off, as I speak of Sam, of course, Sam Ferguson, did you do anything to try and... were there any sort of mental mind games to try and dispel the nerves? Did you try and distract yourself, or did you just allow it to fully embrace you?
No, I think I let it embrace me. I decided to watch it. I could have gone inside and just waited for a result, I guess. But I thought just watching it and seeing the outcome was probably the best way here.
Then when it came through, her result went final and you were officially the champion. Relief? Joy? What was it?
Relief. There were some tears. It's sort of worked really hard for it and for it to finally happen. And then to happen sort of how it did. After I lost to Sam, I just didn't think it would happen. So it was relief, shock, but yeah, a lot of pride as well.
Do you think back to the previous years in a moment like that and the journey you'd taken to get there?
Yeah, there's been some disappointing losses, disappointing other moments in bowls, and I think disappointment, it really feeds success. It really makes you push harder and it makes you strive for more.
And of course now you get the right to wear the green and gold next year at the World Champion of Champions. Is that for you the pinnacle of your career? Absolutely,
100%. I never thought I'd get the opportunity to wear the green and gold in any capacity. So to be able to put that uniform on next year will be an amazing time for me and my family.
What else is on the schedule for you for 2024?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. You know, this week we've got sides coming up, and then next week's the Australian mixed pairs. I'd love to be back at Champs next year to try and defend this. So that's probably a big one that I'll be aiming for.
Let's talk about that sides tournament you mentioned, the Australian Sides Championships at Sorrento. You get to put the SA colours back on firstly. For you to represent South Australia, tell us about what that means to you.
It means so much to me to stand next to the other SA girls, girls that I play against more than I play with, to have the best of our SA crew out there and to play against the best players in the country is really amazing.
Tell us about your preparation for sides, especially after the high of the Champion of Champions. How have you adjusted your preparation?
I've had a quiet couple of days after a bit of celebrating on Saturday night, and then the team arrived this afternoon, and then I'll really start to focus on the week ahead and get into that team mindset.
You happy with the form of the team? Have you had much of an opportunity to lay that groundwork?
We've had a couple of hit-outs against our over-60 ladies in SA, and yeah, we're looking good. We've got a really, really good mix of youth and a bit of experience, so I think that's one of the keys in going well in these things is sort of that balance.
About the competition across the board, how do you see the strength of that this year?
Oh, it's amazing. Since the World Championships, we've got a few World Champions amongst our midst, which is really nice to be able to play against those girls. And, there's no easy games. Everyone's tough. And to be able to go out there and see what we can do in comparison to them will be really interesting to see.
The Marge Morris Trophy's been elusive for South Australians in the past. What would it mean for you to be a part of the group that were able to seize control of it for the first time?
If we were able to do that, that would probably come over what I've just done. That would be better than what I've just done. It will be an absolute pinnacle for me. To win anything in a team situation is amazing.
When nationals do come to an end, are you going to take a bit of time off and just reflect on what you've been able to accomplish over the last few weeks?
I'd love to, but the 2 days after I get back, we have our first round of Premier League pennants. So straight back into it, which isn't a bad thing. While things are going well, I might as well continue with that. So, no, that'll be good. But, yeah, there'll definitely be some moments to reflect with my family and my friends and celebrate it again with them. So that'll be good.
Well, we congratulate you on making a bit of history, and we hope that it's just the beginning for you. And thanks so much for spending some time with us here on SEN.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Welcome back to Without Bias for APIA, proudly supporting Bowls Australia. It's my pleasure now to be joined by Kylie Whitehead, a new signee for the Melbourne Extreme in this year's BPL. Kylie, welcome to SEN.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, congratulations on your call-up to the Bowls Premier League. How exciting is this for you?
Yeah, really exciting. Obviously first time playing in it, so looking forward to the opportunity and obviously playing with some amazing bowlers. And yeah, we'll see how we go.
You'll be a part of the Melbourne Extreme setup. What's been your take on that program from afar?
Obviously it's a very exciting format. A bit more fast-paced than we're used to. Looking forward to the experience and hopefully I don't embarrass myself, but we'll see how we go.
Let's go back to the beginning of your bowls journey. Where did it start for you?
About 12 years ago, I think now. I started out with my grandfather playing bowls. We took it up together, which was something really special that we were able to share and just never stopped since. And here we are today and feeling as old as ever, but still going.
What clubs have you called home along the way?
So I've been fortunate enough just to have the one home club, sticking with Wodonga. So I started my career there and have been there ever since. And that's sort of where I grew up around the area and call that home. So, it holds a special place for me. And it's a great little club down here in Victoria and on the border, and it's a beautiful region. So, I didn't really see any reason to move. So probably stick it out for the rest of my career.
What makes that club so special for you?
I think, it's just a great country club. Everyone's really supportive, and from the day that I walked in the doors and as a little young 16-year-old, everyone was really welcoming and supportive and have, been there along my journey and career. And, everyone's just really positive and always there, need a friendly ear and you walk in the door and everyone knows you. So just like another home, really.
What point did you really start to hone in on wanting to do this at the elite level?
Maybe 2 or 3 years in. I was fortunate enough to get a call up to the under-18 Victorian state team, and then as I sort of worked through juniors and into under-25s, I was again able to get a place in the Open Victorian team, and then kind of from there worked my way up into the sort of state and national squads and the development squads. So kind of just been, a natural process, but obviously hasn't been easy along the way, and you really have to work. Obviously the quality of bowls in Australia and just within the states itself is really strong. So it's definitely been a huge learning curve along the way, and lots of different challenges. But I think, probably sort of from that younger age and a couple of years in, I sort of thought, oh, well, this might be something that I'll stick to and see where it takes me. And, I never thought that I would end up where I am today. But, it's sort of been a bit of a dream come true to, play for the state and then the country as well. So hopefully there's a few more good years left in it.
And how have the Wodonga Club helped you along the way when you first decided that you wanted to go at the elite level?
They were really supportive, like I said, all along the way from my juniors right through. Everyone's just supported me, and I think, they have allowed me to be flexible as a young player and play in different tournaments there, particularly as I started working as well. they made allowances for me with that, and also on weekend pennants, sort of working me up through the ranks into the top team. And like I said, I couldn't really have asked for a better club to be a part of.
Any highlights of your bowls journey so far that stand out?
Or probably the biggest one would obviously be called up to the Jackaroo squad. So I got the call up last year, which was obviously sort of a dream and a goal of mine as I sort of got more into bowls. It's obviously the pinnacle of the sport to represent your country. And obviously, as I said, that squad is extremely difficult. And the quality of bowlers that we have here in Australia is, second to none. So I think knowing all that hard work paid off over the years, that was probably the best, I suppose, highlight for me. And then the other one was probably winning the World Champion and Champion singles back in 2019 in Adelaide. So, at that stage, it was no really expectations, and I somehow managed to win the Australian title, and then was fortunate enough to go on to play at the World Championships. And it was really like a dream. And even when I look back today, it still doesn't seem real sometimes. But another big highlight for me in my career.
Kylie Whitehead joining us here on Without Bias. Right at home, Jackaroo. She's going to be part of the Melbourne Extreme in the BPL. She'll also be skipping the Victorian side in the side series, which is coming up in Perth this week. And you're heading over, of course, for this competition. How much are you looking forward to it? And tell us about the challenge that lies ahead for you.
So, this is probably, as a state player, the pinnacle event in the calendar. You get to go and represent your home state, which for me is obviously Victoria. And I think this will maybe be my sixth or seventh sides event that I've been fortunate enough to play in. So haven't quite been able to win the gold or win the overall, but we've come second once, or maybe in 2016 or 17, I think it was. So that was really exciting to share it with the girls, and I think that's the best part. You get to share it with these teammates who are all striving for that same outcome and same goal. But again, you get to play against the best players in the country and from all the different states. So it's a great event, and one that you always look forward to and strive to, get into the team so you can have a great sort of few days with your bowls mates and teammates, and hopefully, go well.
It's been nearly 20 years since Victoria were able to take out the Marge Morris Trophy. What would it mean to yourself to be a part of a team that were able to claim the prize back? And as far as the team cohesive-wise, have you been able to get an opportunity to lay some groundwork to be able to go into this tournament in the best shape or form?
We've had a couple of hit-outs this year, one against New South Wales and one against Western Australia, and we were fortunate enough to actually play at the venue that Nationals being held at, or sides. So that sort of gave us an idea of what the greens were going to be like and the conditions. But I think now, that was probably a month ago, so they might have even changed a bit more. But even then, it's just sort of getting used to sort of the different lifestyle and particularly the time change. I think a few of us felt it while we were over there. So hopefully we can adjust pretty quickly and well to the greens. And obviously, if we were able to come away with the win, we've got a really great group of girls this year, and a few sort of younger players that have come through the ranks and are really, going really well. And we've got, some great players like Lisa Phillips and Cass Millerick and Sammy Atkinson, who have won a lot of titles this year. Hopefully we can all sort of come together and all the pieces of the puzzle fit together and we go really well, and we're all, quietly confident, but you can never, go into these competitions when you've got, the best players in the country that you're going against. So it's going to take one game at a time and, bring out your best when it's needed, really.
You got the sides straight afterwards. You're going straight on to the national championships in the women's fours. You're getting the band back together with Lorraine Smith, Claire Sanders and Anne Miles. You confident of going on another deep run?
Yeah, I love playing with the old girls from Yarrawonga. So yeah, we were fortunate again to win it a couple of years ago. So yeah, I mean, they're a great bunch of ladies to play with, and we always have a lot of fun, a lot of joking and banter going on. So I think that's why we all gel really well, is we just go out there and enjoy it. But in saying that, they're cracking bowlers, those ladies, so they know when it's time to knuckle down and have a go. But in saying that, we're there to have fun, but if we able to, even get a medal, and if it's gold, then that's a bonus, but as long as we enjoy it, and hopefully we can go well.
And just finally, when you get to the BPL, you're teaming up with Ali Forsyth and Matt Flapper for the Melbourne Extreme. Do you think that you'll be able to go on a deep run in that tournament as well?
I mean, I hope so. Like I said, it'll be a whole new experience for me. I know with those two guys, they're, legends within, their own rights. So they'll hopefully be able to carry me a little bit. But in saying that, I hope I'll be able to support them, get a few bowls close. But I'll definitely have to have my wits about me, particularly with their drives and their runners. But yeah, hopefully we can go well. It's a bit of a different team this year, obviously, but they're great guys, and looking forward to playing with them, and hopefully we go well.
Well, Kylie, thanks for spending some time with us here on SEN, and all the best for what's going to be a jam-packed end of the year.
No worries. Thanks very much.
And that's it for the program this week. My thanks to Apia, proudly supporting Bowls Australia, and Right at Home, the right care right at home. See you next week here on SEN.